Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to present here GenWealth, Cardano's first inheritance protocol. And we have here a proposal on Catalyst, but first let's start with the problem we are solving. And that is basically how can you leave your crypto to your loved ones in a safe and secure way? And right now, there is none. You have to trust third parties or you have to share your seed phrase and you risk losing your crypto while you're still alive. And we are changing that with GenWealth. We have created a trustless and decentralized Dapp for your crypto, where you basically can do everything you do with your wallet. You have self-custody of those funds. But on top of that, you can also define what happens when you're gone. You can define who should be able to claim your crypto, and you can even define what part of your crypto they are able to claim. So basically, you have the control while you're alive and even when you're gone. Some of the advantages are here. You can read it later, but it's basically, for example, you don't have to share your seed phrase anymore. You can just use that protocol and your funds will be safe because you're not putting your seed phrase at that risk. There's no need to trust or intermediaries. You can define your legacy, and it's also a cheaper solution than using third parties. We have already developed our proof of concept. The smart contracts are working, and you can check it out in the proposal. But of course, our UI UX is not great yet. And we do have a business plan to keep working on this protocol and to make it sustainable in the long run. What we want to do with this proposal is basically do some optimizations, especially create a better UI UX and a great user experience for everyone using. So it's easy. We'll deploy on testnet and have a bounty program for everyone to participate. And we also want to audit because we are working with user funds, so it needs to be safe, I think. And this is me. I'm part of the team that will deliver this, and I have 5 years of experience in the Web2 startup world, in the business side. And then we have Ariadi, our CTO, that has 14 years of experience as a developer and 1 year as a Cardano full stack developer. And so please vote for us and make this come to life. I think we are building some critical infrastructure and we need a safe and decentralized way to think about the future and to leave this crypto to the next generation. Thank you.
Question session. Personally, Raphael, I think what you're creating with Ariad is really cool. I've always been thinking, how can someone pass on their crypto? Sunny, you have a question.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind me keep asking them to everyone. They just pop up in my head. Raphael, I really love this. Something that no one's really thought of, actually. I've not seen anything like it out there. I'm just wondering about the regulatory compliance in terms of law, because like each country has their own um, uh, inheritance laws, tax laws, and all that stuff, right? How are you going to get around that, or is it universal across the world? Like, I'm pretty sure it's not because all the laws are different. So, how would that work? Thank you.
Yeah, it's not universal. You're right. It's very specific to each country. And in fact, I've worked in a startup that made wheels, was like Wheel Easy. It was just made an automatic wheel. So I've noticed that you could almost follow certain legislations. But the thing is like this basically substitutes two people. First is the process of writing a will to make sure your wishes are respected. And second, it is the process of executing on that will that you also need to pay someone to do. That is the person that will read and distribute things accordingly. That is what we substitute. Those people don't take care of your taxes. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, you're the one that will need to get informed about your legislation, even with those people in the traditional way, and pay your taxes. Here, it's kind of the same. So it will distribute everything automatically, but in terms of taxes, you will need to get informed. The thing is kind of tricky because imagine if you're dying, someone has access to your bank account and transfers the money to someone else. Technically, you don't own any taxes, you don't owe any taxes. And at the end of the day, this is also just a transaction. So technically, you might not owe any taxes, but it's better to get informed. In the future, we will try to have inside the platform, but not for this version, targeted information about the taxes you might be able to pay, you might need to pay. So you can, for example, select your country and you can see what are the laws that also change. For example, in the UK, if you have up to 500,000 euros in inheritance, you don't pay anything, less. But if you have more, you then have to pay a tax. So other countries you pay all the time. So yeah, it's very different.
Sorry, I've got a follow-up question if you're okay with that. That's cool. And in the case of somebody was to accidentally pass away, unfortunately, in a tragic accident, how would their dependents know that they had this app in the first place and that there is crypto that exists that might have gone to them, but they didn't even know about it? How would that work?
Well, first, what happens is, for example, someone passes away. We right now work with the proof of life. So you need to prove you're alive to make sure within a deadline you define to make sure that you're alive and nobody can claim your crypto beforehand. But imagine something like that happens, you cannot prove you're alive. And what happens is when you set the vault, and we call it vault, is the place where is your crypto, you also set smaller, we call it pockets, that is, you define, for example, this person earns that part, this person earns that part. And whenever you define that, you mint a beneficiary token. And that token goes to the wallet of the person that is your beneficiary, is what will give them access to claim it once it's gone, once the creator of the wallet, the vault is gone. And while you're minting that token, what we will be able to do is to say, we'll have a prompt and it's like, do you want this person to be informed? You can put an email, a phone number, whatever you want, and the person can be informed like that, but the person will also be able to see the token in their wallet. Then if they come to the protocol, they connect the wallet, they can see all the inheritances they are able to claim. Some will not be able to claim beforehand. They will only be able to claim after the deadline, but there are notifications in the app for that. And you also can have email and phone notifications if you want to share your data. If you don't want, you don't need to. You can do everything with the tokens.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Any more? Jimmy, you have a question?
Okay, hi Raphael. We meet again, and
Exactly.
another great proposal from you. So in my visions, in the near futures, the multi-sig wallet or the share wallet will need the futures of the blockchain. So your proposal is great because it's deploying in the testnet. But I think the most important in your project is the safety of the vault. So what's your solution, or what's your future plan to make it safety? Because you know, in your vault you put everything to the vault. So if you can solve or if you can make sure the vault is security, so your project is very great.
Okay. Yeah, in terms of security, I think one thing that can go wrong, right, if we are not careful, is the smart contracts, right? The smart contracts are an issue in itself, and that's why we are trying to do a security audit in this proposal, because even though if you have a lot of different people checking, you're never too safe, right? So I think this is important. In terms of the security of the protocol itself, everything is based on, so when you create the vault, you mint a token that is the key to your vault. And this token is in your wallet. Okay, so if you have the token in your wallet, you're the only person who can move the funds in the vault and use the vault. So as long as you keep your private seed phrase, your seed phrase private and safe, your tokens will be safe in the same way that you use your wallet. Okay, so the security is based on the blockchain mechanism of the private and public seed phrase of the wallet. It's just something that is kind of on top of your wallet, and it gives you more functionalities. So if you don't lose that, it's safe. And what you can do as well is share. For example, if you have multiple wallets, you can give access with that token to each of these wallets if you send the tokens to that wallet. So the risks is, as long as you don't send the token to the wrong wallet, and as long as you don't lose your seed phrase, your crypto will always be safe.
Thank you, Rafael. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.